G'day YouTube, welcome to GJBricks. I'm Greg. Today I'm doing a video about a box. It's a nice box. Doesn't make any noise. Very well packed box. This is from a company called, a Bricklink store called Strictly Technic here in Australia. Can you guess what it's about? This one actually comes from when I was doing my about Pirates of Barracuda Bay roller coaster. I did mention in that I had run out of Technic parts, a lot of Technic parts, and I found these guys, good prices, quite a lot of stuff had actually been reduced as well, so I stocked up on Technic. To be perfectly honest, I could have quite happily probably ordered 3 times as much as I did, the common Lego problem, but I did restrain myself slightly and go with sort of what I think I needed more than what I wanted. There was a couple of indulgences in here which I'll show you. So let's have a look at this box and see what's in it. Trying a different setup on my camera today. I hope this works, gets around my autofocus issues. Now I will say I've had this box sitting on my desk for a couple of weeks and been meaning to do this video. I've been itching to open it and see what's in it. But I saved it for doing a video with you guys because I haven't been doing many Bricklinks orders recently. That's a tricky one. I thought it's a bit different as well. So I know Technic is one of those things that there's a love-hate relationship with it, I've realised, in the Lego community. Some people see Technic as like, almost like I view Bionicle, in that like it's almost not Lego, it's something entirely different. But I love Technic, and Technic is making it more and more into normal Lego, and I think that is also something that sort of shows how adaptive Lego is as a whole, because it's another interchangeable part. So let's have a look at what is in here. Here we go. So this is from a store called Strictly Technic. Let's see, is that the right word? There we go. Strictly Technic. So they're based in Sydney. Very good service. Turned around really, really quickly. Actually, I was amazed how quickly it got turned around. So let's start off with Cogs. 2 different types of Cogs. I'm very familiar with these ones. I use these ones a lot in stuff when I was growing up, so I know that one well. This one's sort of a newer cog for me. I know it's been around for a while, but it's not something I have used a huge amount, so I got that one to try. Again, good old differential there. You never know when you're going to need one of those. Got some of these. Now these are strictly not Technic, but I thought that this was a useful part to have. A slightly bigger form of the handle. I hadn't seen them this large before, and I thought, well, that'd be quite good for some industrial stuff. There's absolutely no way a Lego minifigure could turn that one, which makes it kind of appropriate. Here we have more Cogs, Cogman, little Cogs, but also these pieces, which are, I'm going to call cams, and I'm actually probably going to get straight into using these. I've been wanting to do an upgrade on my little hand wagon I made out of for my train track. I was thinking that something like that would probably be quite good for getting the motion going, because originally I built it and it didn't have any motion in the actual guys holding it, so I wanted to sort of try and address that. Now let's see what else. Let's keep going with the Cogs. More Cogs. I've actually used these ones quite a lot, but they're useful Cogs again. These things, these beauties, when you turn these are like, you think of hydraulic rams, but with these, you turn that end and it comes out the end there, and it's very, very useful. Quite a few of my Technic sets I have, my favourite helicopter set has one of those in there for controlling the ramp. Very useful. Again, more Cogs. Different colours, different shapes. These are bigger, rounder ones. These are a bit more solid. There's some of the more traditional little ones. One of the workhorse Cogs, as I call it. This is one that's been in Lego for a long time. This is design 3, I think it was. It said. So let's see. Any more Cogs? Oh, okay. I'll do this one next. This one is a piece. You put these 2 together, and you can put things through the middle, and very useful for connecting up two different platforms. If you've seen the Lego City crane, this is what it uses to connect the crane top to the actual tower. So again, useful part. I had something in mind for that one that I will share with you in a future video. Now, what else? We get down to possibly went a bit overboard on those L-shaped pieces there. How cool does that look in the bag? That kind of gives me an idea for something you could do with that. Now this one they were selling in packs of 15, so that's why I've got a whole stack of them, just 6 with 5 holes, 6 studs, 5 holes. What have we got there? 10 studs, 9 holes. 12 studs, 11 holes. 2 studs, 2 holes. This was a new, till I got back into Lego, I hadn't seen that part because it had never been used in anything I had in sets I was building as a kid. Oh, there we go. What's this one? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. There you go. 14 studs, 13 holes. Again, good support beams. I use quite a lot of those in my bridge. I might need to actually add a couple more because it's moved a little bit in a couple of its recent moves. So again, I've got stacks of those as well. You can see these ones are slightly discolored too, so they're actually perfect to use for something like supports that you're not going to see. There we go. Some more of these sort of angle brackets. Again, very useful. And some of the stuff you can do with Technic. If you ever build Technic these days, it's kind of frightening what Lego manages to do with it in terms of the shapes. There we go. Boomerang pieces. All right, not boomerangs, but again, another useful Technic shape. I got a stack of those because I find these ones really useful. The one stud, one by one brick with 1 hole in it. I find these really useful. Don't know why, I do. There you go. I did get some axles in here, not many. There's a few. I think one actually escaped that I found when I opened the bag. But yeah, just a selection of these are the ones that have the end on them so you can't push them through too far. These are the ones that are designed to let you put things into spinny, so I can have a cog on there spinning freely. So very useful for doing things like gearboxes. A couple of longer axles I didn't have that I needed. What have we got here? The I'm going to call them T-shapes. I don't want anyone making rude comments about what shape that looks like. This is a family-friendly channel. There we have one of those. These are great pieces for building out gearboxes and things inside and just having them really strong, because if you build a gearbox, there's a lot of force goes through it, and by having it as a shape like this, a lot of that force is contained and controlled, which is important. Otherwise, if you put pieces together, sometimes what can happen is the edges can lift up because of the torque being put into it by the cogs. So very useful. There you go. There we got the 2 stud bricks with the fixed axle holes in them. Again, very useful for holding things still. Bucket load of these. Always useful to have these wheels, especially if you're building a roller coaster and you want something that's fairly innocuous for guiding the chains. Just ask Lego, that's what they use on the big red roller coaster. Again, there's some more of those in yellow. I think I got the yellow ones because they were cheap, very, very cheap, and the white ones as well. Useful pieces. They are useful pieces. If you do anything with Technic, I have found them quite invaluable. Just more basic sort of bread and butter connectors, the 5-hole pieces, very, very useful. And they do another version of that one that has the crosses on the end as well. I don't think I got any of those, but it's worth noting, like you look at something like that piece there, actually has, let's see if I can get that to focus properly. Go on camera. Focus. Not going to focus for me. Alright, it doesn't want to focus. But that one has the axle shape on the end rather than a hole, which means you can actually make it stay in place if you want to. You can get around that by using the pin that's got the cross head and the flat head, so you can still make it move if you want to, but it's very useful for making things stay in place. What else? Most of this now is just bulk of sort of bread and butter Technic pieces. So again, this is a cross with a 90-degree twist with 2 studs in it. There's another one of those useful pieces. There's the same piece I just showed you, but there's only 1 hole in this one. These ones I've always found very, very useful in building things out, just for connecting different pieces together. It's a kind of, again, a bread and butter Technic piece. Never be without it. More of those. More of those. Connecting up axles, always useful. Lego uses these a lot in their bigger Technic sets because they're not going to make an axle that's sort of 20 odd studs long. They make them sort of 12 studs long and then connect 2 of them together. This is interesting. So this is more of the sort of rubber grommets. I got these. They're actually not the cheapest part. Let's pull one of those out. I use these. If you saw my my guillotine drop tower, I put the link in the corner here for you now. I use these as the buffer at the bottom. So when the guillotine drops, it actually drops onto these, and these are thick rubber pieces that are very, very useful. I can't really see that in too much detail. Let me see if I can put some extra light onto that and make it stand out a bit better. No, it's not going to do it. Well, that's just two, again, 2 axle shapes in there. So, but if you put it one through there, then you've got this bouncy bit here. And again, Lego actually uses that same technique a lot, so that's where I got it from. I actually built a Lego Marvel set recently that had that very same technique used. And again, this is just sort of, this is a good way of connecting up sort of the normal Lego pieces. So being able to angle pieces and then connect it up to Technic, just a useful build technique. I don't know what the name of that part is. I'm not going to try and tell you the name of every part. More of those. More cogs, yay! These are useful cogs because these are the ones that you can put at 90 degrees to each other. So they're designed to interlock, and that's what you use inside something like this differential to actually make it. Lego does some much fancier differentials than that too. I must do a video on differentials actually. I find it fascinating how one of the newer differentials is much more complicated design. Again, more bread and butter pieces, 90 degree shapes. Got these are sort of the half thickness ones as well, so these are more plates than actual bricks, but they're half a brick thick. And then these, just useful. Lego uses these quite a lot in helicopters as well. And then just another piece, standard. I think that was it. That was all my Technic. Lots in there. So yeah, as I said, lots and lots of sort of your bread and butter pieces. These connectors, structural stuff. So just lots and lots and lots of useful pieces. And I will say, how amazingly packed was that box. Very well done. I like getting packages like that that have been thoughtfully packed. So yeah, I think that I'm pretty happy with that one. I'm going to sort that lot out into my Technic containers, which are slightly different to my normal containers because I use them a bit differently. So there you have it. That was my Technic haul. Let me know in the comments if you think I got a good selection there, or if I missed anything out that I needed as a kind of basics. I was kind of considering compiling a basics list. Don't say I need axles and don't say I need pegs, because I've got lots of both of those. That is not a problem. I've got all kinds of sizes of the Technic axles. It's predominantly the cogs, connectors, beams. Those are the kind of things I was missing, but I've got a couple of extras, as you can see in there. I thought they're pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, let me know in the comments. If you're new here, hit subscribe. I do post regularly, and I'm going to leave you with a couple more videos to enjoy at the end of this video, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.